Today is a very special day to be a Star Wars fan, as today marks the official date, the day we got the official final trailer of The Rise of Skywalker during Monday Night Football, specifically at halftime, by, of course, ESPN, where they were able to show us the final trailer of this movie by Disney, Lucasfilm, JJ, and crew. Now, on top of all of this, we also got the official poster, which we will be going over today as well. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. So, the newest trailer of The Rise of Skywalker gave us new looks at Rey, Kylo Ren, new worlds, such as the world of Exegol, and even glimpses of Endor returning, in, of course, The Rise of Skywalker. Now, let's go over, of course, the brand new poster of The Rise of Skywalker that has a lot of people talking. Now, I want to go over certain parts about this that seems like it's very different in comparison to what we got with The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens, and how, in my opinion at least, this is a more artistic poster. It has more of a glow to it, and it has a more poppy feel to it. So I want to go over the characters that are actually a part of this. On the bottom we have Rose, C-3PO, R2-D2, and even Lando Calrissian, where we also have Dio and BB-8 on the bottom as well, on top of that piece of wreckage that belongs to the second Death Star. Now, over to the right, if you guys look very close, over to the right of that wreckage, you can see both Rey and Kylo Ren fighting on top of that second Death Star wreckage. Now, that is of course going to take place in the third act of the film, where above we do in fact see Poe, Finn, and Zorii Bliss, where Zori's using those dual blasters that she's actually going to be using in the movie, where we also have Rey wielding the iconic Skywalker saber with the Millennium Falcon behind her head here, with of course the brand new helmet of Kylo Ren that is now pieced back together, where we have the red glowing lines through it. Now, on top of all this, we also have the TIE daggers in the background, an X-Wing or two, and if you look all the way at the top left, we do in fact see Palpatine's new Sith Empire. Now, in case you guys are very uninformed about the new Sith Empire, it's actually said that the new Sith Empire is actually going to be a major part of this movie. In fact, all the Star Destroyers are fully equipped with new superweapons called the Annihilators. Now, these Annihilators hold the ability to destroy worlds, especially basically just destroying the surface of the world, but keeping the actual planets intact, if that makes sense. Now, this new poster, I will say that it really does kind of leave out the presence of Palpatine, which is my only issue with it. The teaser poster, in my point of view, I think was more interesting, I guess, because of the vagueness of it all. The fact that we only had Palpatine, Rey, and Kylo Ren, with, of course, the Force lightning on the left, both colored red and blue. It was a very mysterious poster, whereas this one, the message that they are showing here is, of course, the Resistance is together. They are recruiting people. By the way, we also have Jannah there on the bottom left. They almost left her out. She's on board of course, that horse. She's riding the horse there. If you look down to the left, though, there is a type of environment that kind of resembles Dagobah. I'm not saying that it is, but it looks like Dagobah to me, the way that the vines are and the fog there. So this poster, you can see how it has a lot of callbacks to the past 8 Star Wars films, and throwing everything into the mix here. What I love so much about Rey and Kylo fighting on that piece of wreckage of the Death Star 2 is it kind of mimics the duel between Anakin and Obi-Wan from, of course, Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, right? It kind of just brings us back to that moment where they were fighting each other on the falling piece of wreckage that was right over the lava lake. And this new poster, by the way, is actually considered the theatrical poster. It's going to appear in theaters next week. It's going to start going up on walls everywhere, where people that go ahead into their theaters, they're going to be able to see these things on the walls. Now, Kylo Ren's helmet, I want to go over this and exactly how it comes back together into one piece. Now, the helmet is actually said to be put back together into one piece by a character that calls himself the Forger. Now, the Forger is actually located over in the Dark Spire, a large castle-like structure that is set to appear in The Rise of Skywalker that's going to give us a view of course, the Forger himself, who is a monkey wolf-like creature that puts the pieces of Kylo's helmet into one piece here. Now, do I necessarily agree with Kylo's helmet coming back? I'm a little so-so on it. I feel like that they should have gave us a little bit more of a redesign instead of just putting it back together, like it was broken eggshells and just putting it back into one piece. That's what it kind of reminds me of. But in this scenario, I think it looks pretty cool because it's actually said that it's going to glow in the dark, like those red crystalline adhesive points that are going throughout the helmet. It's actually said that it's going to glow in the dark at certain point in times, in the movie, which is going to make Kylo Ren feel a little bit more sinister as a villain, leading up to the third act of the film where Palpatine begins to take over. Now again, about Palpatine, we do know that Palpatine's going to have a large presence in this movie. He's going to be very important to the Skywalker saga at the very end here, and that's, I think, the driving force for the hype of this movie is that The Rise of Skywalker is going to be a movie that's all about Palpatine, Rey, and Kylo Ren, and exactly what their interactions are going to be like on the big screen. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to morning.